Yo, what's happening everybody, it's your boy Ranj and I hope you're all doing very well. Hopefully you can see I'm back with Alicia, my fiance, and she's driving me to my second test drive. So I really hope you enjoyed the first test drive video of me driving the Porsche 911 Carrera 991.2S. It was an awesome car, so we're both really looking forward to understand and appreciate how today's car that we're going to be test driving is going to compare to the Porsche. Now, a lot of people have said, you know, once you drive the Porsche, everything else you drive after is just going to be crap. I'd have to disagree. I actually think that whilst the cars are different, there are actually a lot of similarities between them too. Like I said, they're all sports cars. They're actually all running a 3-litre engine. Could actually say that they are very similar, but nonetheless, I'm really excited. So I will rejoin you back when we arrive at the dealership. Of course, and similar to my last video, I'm sure that you already know what car that I'm going to be driving in terms of brand, but you won't exactly know what model of car that I'm driving today. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, and hopefully it turns out just as good of a day as it did when we went to Porsche, because that was absolutely awesome, wasn't it, Ali?
Yeah, but you're going to have fun driving a BMW in this weather. Is it rear wheel drive?
Let's not give it away yet, but yeah, we'll join you again shortly. Okay, so we've just arrived at BMW. The weather is horrible. Fortunately, the car I'm going to be driving is 4-wheel drive. I don't know if that gives it away. But listen, let me turn the camera around and show you exactly what we're going to be test driving today. So guys, here we have it, the BMW M4 competition, and it's absolutely stunning. But the reason why I wanted to test drive this car in particular is because it's black, and I really wanted a black car, as you know from the Porsche video. And it also has the carbon fiber bucket seats, which are absolutely just a must on these cars in my opinion. This one's got the upgraded Harman Kardon sound system. It's got the carbon fiber sunroof, which is awesome. Do they all come with the carbon roof?
Yes.
They do? Okay.
So from factory, they did do a short run where you could put a panoramic sunroof in it.
Yeah.
But why would you ever want to get rid of a carbon roof?
Yeah, absolutely.
It just makes it stand out from the rest.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, with the performance, with having a sunroof in, it adds to the weight. So carbon roof just makes it as fast as possible.
Okay, and one of the things that you said that was different on this car, was it the headlights? How do the headlights differ? Because I can see that, is that the blue thing that you're referring to?
So this one is the BMW laser headlights.
Okay.
So the brighter, more reactive, and you also get your auto high beam assist with it as well.
Okay, cool.
It's just that clarity of vision while you're driving.
Is it an optional extra then?
It is.
Okay, cool, right.
So with this vehicle you do get your ultimate pack, which I believe you pointed out.
The carbon bucket seats. I think these are absolutely a must in my opinion. I've just noticed that all the badges are in black too. Is that like a black pack or something?
Yeah, so you add a lot of customizability from factory. So whoever bought this brand new, well, we've dubbed it the Batmobile while it's been with us. It's black on black.
It's really classy, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's a really classy look.
It just makes it look meaner as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And then inside, what do you get as part of the ultimate pack? So you get the seats, you get the little black accents and whatnot.
Yeah, so you get your extended carbon package, so as we can see just on the dashboard for you and the central console.
Oh yeah.
As well as the steering wheel. So
I can see the carbon there.
For you.
Okay.
And also your nice little extras such as your heads-up display.
Oh, has this got a heads-up display? Right, okay, wow.
So
that's impressive.
It's as specced out as you want one.
Yeah.
Well, so it should be. For
Yeah.
Pay for an ultimate pack.
Absolutely.
It just makes it a driver's car.
What about the sound system? Is that standard on all M4s, or is it only on the ultimate pack?
It's an optional extras Harman Kardon for you.
Okay, cool.
It was, I believe, around £600 from factory. But
wow.
It's a must in my opinion.
Wow, okay.
The difference in clarity between noise between the standard sound system and Harman Kardon's night and day. So
okay. And do all the bucket seats come with the electric function?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Because you can only get the bucket seats with the ultimate pack.
Right, okay, cool. And it's really spacious, like, guys, like, compared to the Porsche. Oh, that's cool. Look at that, the seat's moving by itself, Ali.
Yeah.
Wow, that's sweet. Wow, yeah, and guys, the boot is just massive. Like, I would say, Ali, what would you say? A massive suitcase, a large suitcase and a medium suitcase in there, easy, like, all day. And I've just noticed as well, does this come with a camera? A reversing camera? Yeah, I've literally just noticed that. And what I've also just noticed is these vents, and I suppose you would never notice these until you kind of come up close to one. Like, they're not just there for show. Ali, this is what you were referring to, so the set 2-1. So like when you get into a car, it's got is it memory function?
Electric memory seats for you.
Yeah, wow, that's cool. We definitely need that.
Yes.
Carbon fibre there, guys. Wow, just absolutely awesome. I just feel like in other colours sometimes the grille can be a little bit overwhelming, whereas in black I think it just kind of yeah, really well, yeah. What's the colour did you say?
Black sapphire.
Black sapphire.
The only spec that this car is missing is your 360 cameras.
Okay, which I'm not really bothered about. What's that?
And your heated steering wheel.
Oh, that's fine. I'm not really too bothered about either of those things. Go on, Ali, I'll let you get in. Let people demonstrate how big the back seats are if you can. I think it's just that little tog there. That little pull, that lever there. Yeah, that's the one. So if you pull it, and you have to be like 5'1" and below to get into the back of the Porsche comfortably. Whereas in this, yeah. Okay. Whoa.
They're a weird one to get into, aren't they?
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah.
Why was it weird?
As in, like the seat is, it's like false pretense where you feel like you're just gonna kind of get in about there and then you kind of dip low like that. Wow. Let me just adjust this. Wow, this is crazy. No.
I got more space in this than I do in normal 4 Series.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow, that's really adjustable, the seat.
And you've also got your side bolstering as well.
A lot of people, one of the things they rave about in the reviews that I've seen is the driving position's amazing. It's really weird, I've never sat in a seat like this, it's really peculiar. Right, I think that should be okay, I think. I don't know why, it just feels really like, the seat feels really, you know, tight and like stiff kind of thing.
Yeah.
It feels like, but I suppose that's what it's designed for, so yeah, that makes sense. Is the key already, oh, this is keyless, isn't it? So
yeah,
is it literally just foot on the brake and then?
On the brake.
Cool.
Lovely stuff. Only thing I will say,
Yep.
you won't want to go into the M1 mode.
No problem.
Just because that is the 2-wheel drive mode.
Right, okay.
Because you can set it up to be 2-wheel drive if you want.
Right, okay.
So the previous owners set M1 to be 2-wheel drive.
Right.
I've just set M2 to be 4-wheel drive, but the sport is setting that it can be for you.
Right, okay, cool. And then in terms of wipers, are they automatic?
Yeah, so if you click it up one, it'll come up with the green light for you next to auto.
Oh, right, okay, cool, fine. And does this auto hill hold? So, like, okay, cool. And then you just have to like plant the brake.
Yeah, so once you go on the brake, and then it'll come up in the top right, your auto
auto hill
with
toe.
the green P for you.
Okay, cool. Right, okay, cool. Should we set off?
Yeah, so to just set off, you push that to the right. There you go.
Oh, I can see it D. Okay, and then handbrake, is it already kind of automatically off?
Automatically off, so once you put on a little bit of accelerator, it'll come off for you. There you go.
Right, okay. I mean, I can't even tell you how much different this feels than the Porsche.
Feels longer.
What about you, Ali, from the back? It feels a lot heavier. A lot heavier.
Yeah.
Wow. I think the most interesting thing for me, Ali, is the seats.
Okay.
Like,
They're nice.
they look really amazing, but in terms of sitting in them, they feel really, I think they would just take some getting used to, really. Really smooth, just like the Porsche, actually.
You've got a lot of customizability while you're driving. I've just pulled us up onto the setup screen where you can change everything from how your suspension is, your steering, your braking, to your engine. You've also got how long the gearbox holds onto the gears for you as well.
Right, okay.
So you can change that.
Is this in comfort as it stands?
So the engine's in sport, but everything else is comfort.
So like the chassis and everything,
Yeah.
suspension? It feels really sporty. Like, even in its comfort setting, it feels sporty, like if that makes sense. And I think that's probably the difference in drive that I've just noticed so far. With the Porsche, when it was in comfort, it was really like, you couldn't really feel the ground as much, whereas in this, and then again, it was on different tyres. That was on Pirellis, and I know sometimes tyres can make a difference in terms of how a car feels on the ground. You can tell it's a lot quicker. Like you just feel like it's got this like instant, you know, delivery. Like the way I'm feeling the throttle, even though I'm not driving it fast right now, you can feel like if I did put my foot down, it would just literally just like rocket away. The mirrors, I've just noticed now, the wing mirrors, they've got like a little like plasticky surround. Is that, well, the actual glass, is that because they've got like that night vision assisting? So like, so when, for example, it decreases other people's beams, essentially. Yeah, I thought
does,
so.
yeah. Same with your rear view mirror as well.
Okay, that's got it too.
Yeah.
Right, cool. Really great visibility from the mirrors. I'll say the overall visibility from the windscreen is a lot better from than the Porsche. When we drove the Porsche, when we were driving out of the showroom, I was like, the glass door's open enough? And he was like, yeah, he goes, you've got loads of room on my space. And we literally said at the same time, are you sure? Because it looks really tight. It was really funny, actually. Yeah, it was the kind of visibility is a little bit flawed in the Porsche if you've never driven one before and you're not used to it. So how do other people find the seats in these are the carbon bucket seats as opposed to the regular ones?
They are stiffer. They're a lot stiffer.
They are, yeah.
If you're going on a very long drive, you'll know it.
Right, okay.
From hugging you into just that driver's experience, it's miles better than the comfort seats.
Right, okay, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, the pickup's a lot better than the Porsche. How's it feel for you, Ali? In the back, smooth?
It's nice, it's really comfortable, yeah.
Smoother than my S3, would you say?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know if it's that smooth, you've changed it.
Yeah. Does this have a different type of display then, or is it always kind of that display? Like, is it always the... Oh, okay, cool. Right, so is that a bit more... Oh, I can see the head-up display now.
Yeah, and then it'll come on with rev counter as well.
Yes, I can see that, yeah. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I don't know if you... Can you see it as well? Yeah, it's really big for me.
Can you see the speed at the bottom of it as well?
Yeah, I can see the speed, I believe what gear I'm in, and the speed limit.
Just raising the heads-up display up a bit more.
Yes, I can see. Yeah, that's.
Able to see
wow!
better.
So you have the option to do that.
Yeah. So
oh wow, cool.
Raise it up, lower it down, all configurable. Like the brightness as well to make it more prevalent for you.
Wow, that's really awesome. Didn't know you could do that on heads-up display. I can see the mirrors working now with the little triangle. That's brilliant. It really is customizable in terms of like how
it is.
You can do with it.
Yeah, that's on your middle setting, so it's.
I kind of felt like I heard the exhaust kind of poppily crackling a little bit. Is that because of the change that you just made then? Yeah, like that there.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
You sit around 3 to 3.5. If you come off the accelerator around then,
Right, okay.
you'll hear the pops and cracks.
Yeah, you can just hear them really briefly. The heads-up display, is that something that's constantly on, or is that something that you can choose to have off if you're 100%?
Yeah, you can choose to have it off if you'd like. Do you want to bob it into the M2 mode?
Just that one?
Yeah, give that a click, and then it's in there.
Big thing for me is having good brakes, like, it's a massive thing. I've driven like my friend's M140i, and I feel like the brakes were really underwhelming for the kind of power that was, he had for that kind of car. But I appreciate obviously it's not a proper M car, so.
No, I completely understand. You could get 2 different brake sets on the 140s.
Oh, can you? Okay.
Yeah, and if you didn't get the uprated, I know exactly what you mean.
Do you need to change gear, Ranj?
Wait, do I actually need... Oh, is it manual?
Yes, so when it clicks it into the M Sport. Sorry, I should have said.
Right. No, that's absolutely fine. So now it's fully manual mode?
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah. Wow, that is crazy. What's interesting is this actually does feel quite similar to my S3 in terms of the power. Wow. Performance-wise, it is obviously a lot faster than the Porsche, but what's interesting is it's weird because I'm not really feeling like the rear's kicking out. It almost feels like it's a little bit front-wheel drive bias. It's kind of hard to articulate. Like when I'm putting my foot down, I'm not really. I don't get the worry that the rear's kind of kicking out. It's almost like the front is like.
I feel like I feel it at the back, but I don't know if it's because I'm sat in the back.
Okay.
It is if the rear starts slipping slightly,
Right.
we'll just push more power to the front.
Maybe that's what's kind of going on here. But what I really like about it is the fact that you can drive around really casually and you don't have to put your foot down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I want something that's really luxurious. I want something that I can feel nice and relaxed in and I can just cruise around in. I don't want something that I just is sporty like all the time. So it's nice that you can kind of switch it back to that normal everyday, day-to-day kind of driving feeling. To be fair, I think when I initially spoke to you, I said that another car that I want to test drive and potentially save some money on is the F82 M4. Wow, that looks absolutely fantastic, that with the headlights. And actually, it's actually something that I'm not going to most likely test drive. It is a great car to have in terms of, pound for pound, so to speak. Where am I taking it, John?
Wherever you feel comfortable parking it up.
Okay, has it got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay?
Yeah, so that's got wireless. Yeah.
Right, okay.
For you. Inbuilt sat nav, but if you've got Apple CarPlay and
Yeah, I mean,
Auto,
I prefer
you'll
using
do
that,
that
yeah.
anyway. Your heated seats, interior ambient lighting as well, so you can change
wow, yeah.
colour of that.
It's really subtle, I didn't know that.
brightness, when you can see it the most, it's something like a blue.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, looks miles better at night as well for you.
Yeah.
Again, your seat comfort, you can change how it distributes the heat.
Oh wow!
So you can have it more back.
See what I mean? Like,
focused.
it's just got so much technology.
Yeah.
This new car that you're not going to find this in any of the other cars. It's crazy. They're not cooling, are they?
They're
just
not,
heating.
no.
Right. Okay. Right. And what's that there? Just out of curiosity.
So that's all your driver's assistance functions.
Right. Okay.
So you can configure again, like your lane departure or your front collision, and again lane changing. So if there's someone there, it'll warn you before you do it.
Is that for what? What's
wireless phone charging for you.
Yeah, I've got that in mind too.
As Jonathan's just going to give us a quick little display of what the exhaust sounds like. So yeah, there we go. I don't know if you could hear it there. You can hear when he opens the valves, which is crazy. So this is valves open. Wow.
So guys, we've just got back in from the test drive and it wasn't what I was expecting at all. Aesthetically, the car looks great, and you know what, it drove really great. The performance is there. The seats are the thing that really took me by surprise. Like, literally, as soon as you sit into them, yeah, but they look fantastic. Don't get me wrong, they are amazing for when you're going fast. Like, they're the kind of seats you need. But we'll quickly summarise here with Jonathan. A massive thank you to Jonathan. He's treated us really well, me and Alicia, and then we'll catch up with you back in the car. Yeah. So we're absolutely starving right now. Now, if anybody knows of this place, let me show you. Now, we've just got lunch at somewhere I used to go called Mitu's. I used to work here in Bradford. I used to go here all the time. My brother introduced it to me and it's absolutely amazing. Let me show you what me and Alicia got for lunch before we head home. So it's a chicken, steak and chips with all the salad, and they do this really nice, yeah, they've got some forks in the water. Okay. Bottle bag. You get so it's chicken, steak, chips, all the salad, and they do really nice sweet chili and prawn mayo. Alicia, tell me what you think. Nice, innit? It's really good. So I just want to start off by apologising for some of the audio on that last bit of clip, essentially, when we're driving. So what happened was, the camera that I'm recording on now, which is my main primary camera, which I used to film all my videos on, what happened is the memory card got full. Now, I did have a spare memory card, but we left it in Alicia's car, which was really unfortunate. It meant that I needed to still record the remainder of the test drive, which was obviously including the main bits of me putting my foot down and really driving the car. But the only device we had to use was my phone, so Alicia had to utilise my Samsung. Because she was sat in the back, it was quite noisy. Essentially, the volume wasn't kind of picked up, so I had to use some AI technology to essentially, you know, help increase my voice. So if it sounds a bit echoey, apologise in advance. So let's give you a quick summary. Now, the aesthetics, interior and exterior, the way that car was spec'd was spec'd to perfection. Proper Batmobile spec. I really love it. I very rarely like black on black cars, but that looked fantastic. With the exterior, I liked everything about it. I know a lot of people don't really like the big grills on the M4, but I think with the car being completely blacked out, you really couldn't even tell the grills were there because it was all kind of like just camouflaged into the front bumper. I think I actually prefer the facelift M4, so with the sharp kind of thin headlights as opposed to the kind of angel eye looking headlights, but that's actually something I would do if I was to go down the M4 route. So exterior wise, I had no problems. I think it looked absolutely fantastic. You can't deny it does. Interior wise, I really liked it, and out of all the cars that I'm considering, it's the one that's got the most tech and the most upgrades in terms of the tech. The seats were fantastic. Now, I will say, whilst they looked fantastic, sitting in them is completely different. I didn't expect the big drop. Now, if you're racing and you're putting your foot down, those seats are perfect. They're the seats you want if you're putting your foot down, if you're going to track, or if you're even drag racing. They are perfect. I don't think they'd be comfortable if you were like on a really long motorway drive, or if you were a motorway driver. They are designed for race purposes, in my opinion, but they are absolutely fantastic. For what they're intended to do, they're fantastic, A-star, spot on. I did like the fact that they come with a lot of functionality. Like, for example, my Super Sport seats have only got the side bolster adjustments, whereas these were fully electric. Fantastic. And they also had the memory function too, which is awesome. Everything else was upgraded, as you can imagine. It had the heads-up display, had the virtual cockpit, it had the Harman Kardon sound system. I mean, there was loads of tech in there, and what I really liked about it was, and when comparing it to the Porsche and most other sports cars, the back seats were really effective. Like, literally, if you're like, let's just say maximum 5'10", 5'11", you could easily sit in the back of those seats. So my parents could easily sit in the back of the seats, you know, albeit not the most comfortable, but you know, they would have enough space. The boot was fantastic too. So it's a very practical sports car in my opinion. The power that comes out from factory is impressive. It was nowhere near as fast as my S3. When I put my foot down, it was again similar to the Porsche, very controllable power, significantly faster than the Porsche, but you know, that kind of coming from factory is amazing. And I know what people do with these cars. Stage 2, Tom Wrigley performance, they kind of, you see like 700 brake horsepower, crazy. What was interesting for me was the car was a lot bigger than I thought it was. Now I know that there's a car wow video kind of going through that cars nowadays are actually getting a lot bigger in today's generation, and you can really feel it. Like, it felt massive, felt like I was driving a big muscle Mustang car almost. So cruising around, it was fine, it was smooth. What I noticed was the Pirellis that were on the Porsche were a lot quieter than the Michelins. So I've got Michelins on my S3, and one of the things I noticed straight away when I put the Michelins on, because I actually initially had Pirellis from Audi too, the sound level, so how much more the ground you can hear. So I think that was a tyre difference. I'm not going to kind of compare, because I don't, have they been on the same tyres? Would they have been similar? Maybe, who knows. Car was really smooth, power was really fine, you know, when driving around, cruising around. When I put my foot down, that's when I wasn't impressed. Power fine, yeah, it was fast, but I wasn't impressed at the way it felt. Like, it just felt really unsteady. Like, it almost felt like how you feel like when you put your foot down in like a big car, like a, you know, you don't really get like, you get that bit of a boaty feeling. It didn't feel steady. It just did not feel planted. And what's funny is the Porsche was rear wheel drive, and when I put my foot down in that, it felt extremely planted. Very similar to my S3 actually, even when kind of turning out of corners and coming into corners. It just didn't feel great. I didn't feel like I could put my foot down and just with pure confidence. And interestingly, I thought I would have been. I just couldn't gel with the way it handled and the way the power was put on the road. Like, I didn't get it. I just didn't like it. I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was quality, and that's my total honest opinion. I know people are like, that's a proper driver's car, you're not used to it, but I really didn't like the way it handled and the way it put the power down. Don't get me wrong, it put the power down, but I just didn't really like the way it put the power down. And when I let off, there was this really weird kind of like sound from the gearbox on. It was just, I didn't enjoy the driving experience when I was putting my foot down. That was the one thing that really caught me off guard, because I really thought that this car would be fantastic. All the rave, you know, you hear people talking about it. I actually did some follow-up research after, and I was surprised to hear that this car doesn't actually have the DCT dual clutch transmission that the F82 F80 series platform does. This actually has a ZF 8-speed gearbox that you'll actually find in the Audi RS6 C7. I read some reviews, you know, a lot of people saying that the ZF gearbox is a more efficient gearbox and the DCT gearbox is a more aggressive gearbox, and it's meant for like racing applications. And the reason why BMW chose to put the ZF where a lot of people wasn't impressed with that decision was for cost saving, and also they tried to target people who are going to drive the car a little bit more in terms of motorway driving, which is really weird. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I read in terms of my follow-up research. Overall, great car. I think it sounded great. The exhaust system sounded great. Brakes wise, it was weird. Sometimes it felt really great, sometimes it didn't, but I kind of think that's a BMW thing, to be totally honest with you. I've driven my friend's M140i, and those same brakes are were on my sister's 435D. BMW brakes feel really spongy well. I feel like Audi brakes are just a little bit sharper, in my opinion. Again, I'm trying not to be biased, because like I said, the car looked fantastic. I could stare at the thing all day, I could take pictures of the thing all day. There's so much you can get out of that car performance wise, but I just didn't gel with it. I really didn't. I kid you not. And it's cheaper than the Porsche, right? And you can actually pick them up from Copart, which I'd love to do, for like half the price. But you know what, I just really didn't gel with the car. It was really weird. So I've got one more test drive of a car that I'm thinking of getting. So I did record a segment which I'm going to include, where I kind of asked Alicia what she thought of the car, because while she didn't drive it, you know, she was present in the car, and I just thought it'd be interesting for the viewers to understand somebody else's perspective on it. But I just want to say before I do, a massive thank you to John and everybody at BMW Bradford. You guys looked after us really well, really hospitable service, and again I just want to say a massive thank you. So Alicia, what were your thoughts of the car?
The BM was bigger.
Overall?
Yeah, it was bigger.
Yeah, definitely. My mum and dad could sit in the back easily.
It was really comfortable in the back.
Was it?
I feel like I could hear the rain quite a bit.
Yeah.
When it was raining.
See, I think it's a bit unfair.
Maybe more than the S3.
Yeah, I think it's a bit unfair to compare the Carrera test drive to this one, because the weather was really nice on the Carrera
It was
test drive.
really nice. It was dry. It was sunny.
But do you get what I mean in terms of the smoothness? The Carrera felt really smooth in it.
I think the Porsche was smooth. I think sometimes when you put your foot down in the BMW, I felt like that power from the back, even though I know it's not like pure rear wheel drive.
Yeah.
It didn't feel nice. It was a bit like...
It felt a bit boaty, didn't it?
It's going to go like, oh
That's
shit,
how
it's
I
going to
felt.
do that.
Yeah, my S3 doesn't do that. It feels stuck to the ground, centred in the
Yeah.
The Porsche did well. It didn't feel squirmy.
So like you said, I don't know if it needs to just be lower roll bar, whatever you said.
Yeah.
But
There
yeah,
was a lot of roll,
the Porsche obviously wasn't faster, but it just felt nice.
What about the aesthetics?
That M4 looks beautiful, I'm not even going to lie. But
If you had the choice based on aesthetics, M4 or the
I still pick the Porsche. I think
Interior?
that Porsche 2016, to me, I'm like, that looks like the new Porsches. They just make them very It's like they take in the next 20 years and design it now.
Okay.
It doesn't age, if that
What
makes
about
sense.
the seats, interior? I think the BMW.
I mean, obviously I was squashed in the back of the Porsche.
I think the BM actually looked cleaner than the Porsche.
Yeah, but them seats were weird. It's like a seat's
It was
supposed
like
to be
this, it was
flat,
like-
and
it was-
the seat goes like this, so your
Yeah,
bum's
that's what they're
hit.
supposed to be, bucket seats. But
Yeah, well, I didn't like that.
You wouldn't like driving on those seats and not comfortable.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
And it was like, I mean, obviously you had the carbon here, didn't you?
correct. Yeah.
And then
right
there's
between
like
your legs.
holes.
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
There's like a hole in the seat,
Mhm.
like the back bit, so I could like touch it. I don't know what the
Yeah, yeah.
purpose
It's like
of
a
that
bolt.
was.
Yeah, I don't really know either. What I'm really impressed about the most, and I don't know if you've experienced this is the first time I can actually ever say I've had 2 positive experiences from dealerships. Treated us really nice.
good. Oh, so
Like,
nice.
Jonathan was really
Brought
nice.
me hot chocolate. It's just really nice.
And
Didn't
he
let me get my
explained
own
things as well,
drink.
and it didn't feel pressurised. He was like, "Look, I just want to make sure that you're supplied information. Don't have to take it. I just want to give you the information."
Yeah,
in the
he
event
was
you do take
excellent.
it."
He was so nice.
So unfortunately, I never did a sign-off video when we got home, so I'll do one now. I hope you enjoyed this video. And just before I forget, so I'm planning on going on my stag do, not next week, but the week after. So I won't be test driving the next car until I come back off holiday, but the next video that hopefully should be out on my channel is part 2 of me and Alicia driving the S3. It'll be her behind the wheel this time, and her telling you her thoughts of what she thinks of it. And I might even do a launch control because I need to start driving the car. I need to start testing the car now. You know, Race Wars is coming up in May. I need to get back on the dyno. It needs to get a service done. I want to make sure everything is done in prep for Race Wars because I cannot, you know, have any issues given all the other issues I've had at Race Wars. So plenty of content to come before we step in to another car. Let me know what you choose so far. So the G82 M4 competition or the 911 991.2 Carrera S. Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, take it easy. Peace.